Well. Cowboys fans, some things that needed to happen for the Dallas Cowboys today did not happen. Most of the teams that the Cowboys needed to lose today, they actually won. And as I'm making this video, the Lions and the Eagles are squaring up. But let's keep it real. In order for the Dallas Cowboys to truly make a playoff run, it cannot be about what other teams do. It's about what the Dallas Cowboys do. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, don't forget at the end to please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. It is week 11, Cowboy fans. The Cowboys have put themselves behind the 8-ball. And the way the Cowboys put themselves behind the 8-ball is, let's be real, we already knew the Cowboys defense was atrocious, but the Cowboys have dropped 3 games that they should not have dropped. They should not have gotten beaten by the Chicago Bears, shouldn't have got beat by the Carolina Panthers, and they should have not got beaten by the Arizona Cardinals. The Cowboys lost 3 pivotal games, which is the difference in 3-5-1 and the Cowboys having 6 wins. Where the Cowboys right now could probably be, what would it be? 6-2-1 maybe? Somewhere in that range. But nevertheless, man, the Cowboys have lost some games that they should have won. And the reason why I'm saying that the Cowboys still have playoff chances is because they are not mathematically eliminated. Where they are eliminated in the minds of many is that some people think the defense is too bad. I don't think the defense is the problem. Yeah, the defense is the problem because the defense is awful. But what the real problem is, and what we don't want to accept, is how the Cowboys offense has looked the last 2 weeks. And going against the Raiders tomorrow night, I believe the Cowboys are going to look absolutely better against the Raiders. But I'm going to take that with 2 grains of salt because the Raiders have the number 31 ranked offense in the league. They're terrible. And with the addition of Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson, Overshown, Savon Revel Jr. coming back, Kalen Carson playing, the Cowboys should absolutely look better. It's the Raiders. The problem is the Raiders defense, Pete Carroll's going to have them ready. And so my biggest concern for the Cowboys, it's their offense. That offense, and we gave them an excuse. We said, well, they were due a bad game. 2 bad games? Okay, we saw what the Denver Broncos did to the Kansas City Chiefs today. The Arizona Cardinals? They made Brian Schottenheimer's defense look terrible. And I don't want to, made his offense look terrible. And I don't want to hear we fell behind. But why did you fall behind? Because you didn't score an offensive touchdown until when? 4th quarter? We're going to have to admit some facts. Brian Schottenheimer, his offense has not looked good for the last 2 weeks. Or the last 2 games, I should say. And so, if the Cowboys have any playoff hopes, the road to the playoffs, the defense will improve, guys. Believe me. I'm not telling you it's going to be the 85 Bears. I'm not telling you it's going to go to a top 10 defense. But I'm telling you this defense is going to improve with Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, DeMario and Overshown coming back, Savon Revel Jr., Kalen Carson, the safeties getting healthy. The Cowboys will look better. The game that I'm most interested in when it comes to the defense, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles game because I believe they are going to do a number on the Raiders offense, but the Raiders offense has been putrid. It's the Eagles game that's going to really tell me, has that defense really improved? But with all that being said, what is the offense going to do? Because if Brian Schottenheimer has another bad game, against the Denver Broncos with the talent that he has on offense, the playoff hopes are over. Let's look at about 3 slides that I put together, and I'm going to update all of this come tomorrow as we're going to talk about and continue to talk about the Cowboys' road to the playoffs the entire season. So as we look at the graph I've put together on the Cowboys' road to the playoffs, the Eagles and the Lions are playing tonight, so this is going to update even after I get done with this, and then it'll update again tomorrow after the Cowboys. It'll update again after the Cowboys play the Raiders tomorrow. But right now, the Rams, if I'm not mistaken, are the number 1 seed. The Eagles are actually, I think, the number 2 seed, but I'll update this tomorrow after this game. The Packers are at number 7. That's really kind of what we're aiming at right now. The Eagles, as far as the division, which I think that's the best road the Cowboys can go, but because the Eagles keep winning, it makes that road be less and less of a possibility. And this is why we're hoping that the Eagles lose tonight so that the Cowboys can have a chance to get that divisional crown for the Eagles. And I think the Eagles, with the way they're playing, we could literally see a collapse. But 7-2, Packers are at number 7, 49ers are at number 8, the Lions are at number 6, but that's going to change. The Bears are at the number 3 spot. Let me tell you something. I knew Ben Johnson was a dog. Ben Johnson may absolutely turn out to be the coach of the year. This dude and what he's doing with the Bears is incredible. The Panthers are at number 9, the Vikings are at number 10, and the Cowboys are at number 11. I believe the Cowboys should be able to move up to the number 10 spot. I do think they're going to get to the number 8 spot also. The 8th spot is going to be a challenge going through the wild card. But if the Cowboys want to get to the playoffs, it's this simple. They're going to have to win. They're not going to get a lot of help this week. They didn't get a lot of help today, and they're not going to get a lot of help next week. But as the weeks go on, if the Cowboys continue to win, the Cowboys will get in the playoffs. I mean, the best case scenario for the Cowboys is to win out. Worst case scenario for the Cowboys is they go 6-2. But I think 6-2 eliminates them. I think the magic number for the Cowboys is either 10 wins or 11 wins. That's just what they're going to have to do. That's the reality. You may say it's not realistic, but that is actually the reality, whether we like it or not. If the Cowboys are going to the playoffs, this is what they're going to have to do. And so when we look at the Week 11 games, I predicted these are the games how I predicted them. In the green is where I predicted those teams would win. Well, the surprise we got today, well, one of these games actually isn't a surprise, but the Bears are too good for the Vikings, and the Vikings have just been atrocious. The Panthers, it was close, but the Panthers actually pulled off the win. So when you look at the 4 teams, of course, the Packers, they barely pulled off a win against the Giants. Jameis Winston and the wide receiver on the last play had a miscommunication, and I think Jameis thought he was going to keep going, and he kind of sat down on the route. He wound up throwing an interception in the end zone, and the Giants gave the Packers all they could handle, but nevertheless, the Packers won the game. And then, of course, the 49ers, it's just like clockwork. The Cowboys play teams, make them look like world beaters, and the Cardinals have come back to earth. They got slaughtered by the Seattle Seahawks, got beat by the 49ers. And so now we got the Lions and the Eagles, and I'm thinking the Lions may beat the Eagles tonight. They have been having some issues, and so it's down to the game on Monday night as it applies to the Cowboys versus the Raiders. So at the end of the day, if the Cowboys truly want to make the playoffs, I'm just going to keep it 100% real. They have to win. If the Cowboys are truly deserving of the playoffs, they just need to win. I know you're saying to win the last 8 games of the season is impossible. I know you're saying for the Cowboys to go 7-1, it's impossible. But I don't think 6-2 is impossible. I don't think 6-2 is impossible for the Cowboys. When I look at the Cowboys' last 8 games, I'm concerned about the Raiders game because it's Pete Carroll. But the Cowboys should be able to beat the Raiders. The Cowboys, I believe, are going to beat the Eagles. Well, what we saw from the Chiefs today, the Cowboys, if that defense is humming the way that it should be, by the time they see the Chiefs, I got a feeling the Cowboys may actually go through this gauntlet of 3 games and they come out of that thing 3-0. I got the Lions in red. Boy, that's going to be a tough out in Detroit. But the Cowboys' last 4 games, I'm sorry. With the exception of the Chargers, those games are winnable. The Vikings, the Commanders, and the Giants, the Cowboys should win those games. 3 of those last 4 are at home, and I think they should beat the Chargers. The key to the Cowboys making the playoffs, it's going to be the Chiefs and the Lions. The Cowboys have got to win at least one of those games. They got to win. They got to beat the Raiders and the Eagles, but this Chiefs and Lions, they got to win one of those 2. And then after that, they got to win the last 4. And you say, that's crazy. No, that's possible. That's possible because I got a strange feeling. The Cowboys defense is going to look a lot better. It's going to look a lot better because they finally got Matt Eberflus some talent. And so he'll have no more excuses. We're not saying 85 Bears, but he won't have no more excuses. That defense should look better. But I'm telling you, the question to me is, how will the Cowboys offense look? I know we don't want to talk about this right now, but it is a legitimate conversation. And depending upon what Brian Schottenheimer do tomorrow, if you think it's a legitimate conversation now, or if you're questioning whether or not it's a legitimate question, I promise you won't be questioning it after tomorrow. If Pete Carroll comes, if the Cowboys go to the Raiders and the the Las Vegas Raiders shut down the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all tell me what you think. No help for the Cowboys this week. I think they'll get very little help next week. We're going to go over this. We're going to go over these schedules as we continue to track the Cowboys' road to the playoffs. But where the Cowboys can help themselves, and that's the part they have to control, win. Win the winnable games. The Bears are a little bit more formidable than many people thought they were going to be. But I still say the Cowboys should have beat the Carolina Panthers. I still say the Cowboys should have beat the Arizona Cardinals. The Cowboys should actually have 2 more wins. They, instead of being 3-5-1, they would be 5-3-1 and in the thick of the playoff race. But again, hey, Cowboys can still make it. It's an uphill battle. But it either makes you or breaks you. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. I am still believing the Cowboys can make the playoffs until they are absolutely, mathematically, and mentally defeated. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Do y'all think the Cowboys have a chance at the playoffs? I absolutely do. Tell me in the comments. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Prayers up for Marshawn Nealon's family and the Dallas Cowboys organization. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.